What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Schmoedown replay. We're the Cinefanatics. My name is Chris Adams.
I'm Robert Adams.
No relation.
Yep,
No relation whatsoever.
Also, no volume, but okay.
Got
You got it.
We're there. We got it. We're all Adamses and we're all hanging out and having a good time. We're going to watch some Schmoedown tonight. I'm excited. I'm ready. But first of all, we do need to introduce our guests down below. We've got another question writer extraordinaire. Jeremy Adams is joining us today. How's it going, Jeremy?
I'm doing great. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm glad to be the last and probably the least question writer this week, but it means a lot to me to be here.
Well, we want to make sure we got faces on everybody that we can get who writes questions. So that's what we were doing this week. So glad to have you on. Glad to put another face to the pen, the keyboard, however it works out.
The questions that Eric writes on screen and pops up there. Yeah.
There you go. Got it.
We also wanted to take this time to signify that we have now completed the Adams Trifecta.
Yes.
I don't know why I would go with this hand gesture. I don't think it actually. That was probably some kind of gang sign that I probably shouldn't do live. I don't know.
Or, something that's not quite family friendly. Anyway, we like to have fun here, and we're going to have a bunch of fun. We're going to watch this Schmoedown match that went up today. It's Chance Ellison from Corruption versus David Del Rio from The Rock Stars. Ooh. Ooh.
Well, there's all the excitement right there, just wrapped up in a one short minute. So, who do we have winning this match?
Well, let's go off the bat here. You got Chance is on fire at the moment, regardless of when this was taped in conjunction with when live pay-per-views went up. Doesn't matter. Chance is on fire this year. So it's hard for me to bet against Chance in this time.
Yeah. And I think the last time we saw David Del Rio, he was trying to get into the singles tournament last year. I think he was basically doing a play-in match with Paul Preston last year for it. Paul Preston won that, so Paul Preston moved on. David Del Rio did not. So now he's back again this year to try his luck again at trying to get into the singles tournament.
He's not trying to get into. He is in the singles tournament.
Well, okay, yeah, sorry. This isn't a play-in match this time, so he's already in.
He is.
It's just a play to continue to stay in. And Jeremy, what are your thoughts and everything in regards to this match?
Well, I mean, I'm a little biased on a couple fronts. I mean, I feel like I can't really give an answer. I mean, for one thing, obviously I'm on the question writing team, so I feel I never want to vote in the polls and stuff because I have questions in all the matches usually and behind the scenes there. So it's hard for me to kind of weigh in. And also I'm actually friends with one of these guys. Chance is actually made the very first friends I ever met in this community. And there's a whole history there. We actually met back in 2017 in the far old days where there was a group of people doing Schmoedown reactions. They called it the Fan Reaction League. And basically people would film themselves reacting to matches and then they would keep score. Like you would put your score and everyone would go into a tally, and it was a league that we were doing back then. But this kid Chance, I think he was 19 at the time, and he always got perfect rounds and was always on top. So we were we don't believe this kid is that good. So that's actually how I started writing questions. We were like, well, let's start doing live matches and writing questions so that we can actually see these guys play live to actual questions that aren't pre-recorded on a Schmoedown match. And we did that with Chance, and it was he won, and we're like, man, I guess he really is that good. And then after that, that kind of league fell apart. We started our own fan league called Full Metal Trivia, which that is still running today. It's one of the premier fan leagues, and Chance and I were two of the guys behind it, and I was the de facto main question writer, and Chance was my second. He was the second question writer. So we were both players, and both of us would go on, in that league and some other fan leagues to win titles as players. But I just think he set his sights on getting to the Schmoedown. And I just got more and more into writing questions, and I just think our passions led us to the Schmoedown in those different arenas. So, anytime I watch Chance play, it's, it always tickles me a little because, we came into this thing together, and here I am, seeing my questions go up, and there he is playing and winning most of the time. And I do have to say, I talk to him, after every match, and I'm taking a lot of credit for 2020 because earlier in this year, I just got it in my head one day to reach out to him. I'm like, Chance, this is going to be your year. Like, I know how good you are, and you just haven't had the run of it the way that I think you should have. And I feel like this is the year, and man, has it been so far. So I'm excited of all the matches to be on with you guys. To be on for Chance is cool.
So basically, if we go back to the history of the Schmoedown, go back to the Anarchy, before the Anarchy tournament started, when Mike Kalinowski and Thad are drawing names out of the hat, they're like, okay, and your partner's going to be Chance Ellison.
Yeah.
Who's that? You're back here like, I know him.
Yeah, and I actually, I knew about that. I knew about that pretty early on, and I remember not too long after that whole draft and everything, I would just get random messages in our group chat that we're in of Chance saying, hey, Mike wants to study such and such category. Can someone help him out? Who's got geek questions for Mike? And I'm like, oh, wow, these guys are really they're really in this together. And then, it all just took off from there.
Yeah. It's been great seeing Chance, basically the first one from the fan leagues to come into the Schmoedown, and just making the run that he's been doing so far this year has been amazing. Not downplaying like previous years, because I know previously he did win the championship belt, the team's championship belt with Mike.
And then he had in singles, like every time he lost a match, he scored super high, and it was down to the last question always. I mean, that's how it was with him and Paul Oyama. I mean, and it was like he was playing like the best game anyone could play and not quite getting there. So I knew this was going to happen at some point, that he was, finally going to break through in the way that he has so far.
Yeah. Yep. So, needless to say, it sounds like you're going with Chance on this game. So.
I can't. Look, we saw, I don't know. We saw what happened in the previous match, so anything can happen. There can be upsets. And I think, David Del Rio, there was some real talent, in his matches when he played. And I think, like a lot of players coming into this tournament, he's going to be really hungry. So I don't think this is going to be, if this is Chance's match to win, I don't think it's going to be easy for him. And I foresee this one could go, this could be a real heavier bout than some people might be thinking. I think anyone who's watching a Chance or Mike Kalinowski or anyone in this tournament saying, oh, they're just going to have an easy win, I think that's foolish. and I think, everyone that's in this tournament is there for a reason. And, like I said, I put a lot of questions in. I see a lot of the questions, and, there are some ones that can really be curveballs for people. And even if, they've got a lead, there can be that question that comes in round 2 or round 3 that can turn the momentum. And, I know we don't intentionally try to throw those curveballs in there, but we try to write at certain difficulty levels, and we try to mix, in round 2, the easier ones with the harder ones. And the things can just really, go in unexpected ways. And it's always going to be that way with trivia. So yeah, I obviously like I said, I'm biased, in certain ways in this match, but I'm not, let's not, expect like an easy match for Chance. I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, that's exactly what I want to hear.
For sure. I think one of the great things we got to keep in mind is Chance came from fan leagues, but he is not a treble maker in Pitch Perfect.
Oh, that's true.
Del Rio is.
Oh, that's right.
That is true.
Look it up if you don't know what I'm talking about. It's true. Anyway.
Before we get started with this match, I want to point out, if y'all watching us in the chat, which real quick, I'm going to look through and scan this. We got Jake Iacovetta. Yes, we didn't burn the chair yet. Oscar Ortega, good morning. Well, good morning to you. Oscar Romo, we got Tyler, MovieFanobi asking this since we saw New Mutants 2 hours ago. Yeah, that's why we're starting this at like 15 after instead of on the or 20 minutes after instead of on the dot. So yeah, we did just get out of seeing New Mutants. We will have a review for that probably later tonight, because I'm going to be working on that as soon as we're done with this. So if you want to hear our spoiler-free review for New Mutants, that'll be up later tonight.
We're both going to be working on that because we both reviewed.
Yeah, we got to film it. Yes.
Big dummy.
Elder Adams going for the Sith lightning.
Lighting.
I look forward to hearing if it's better than Dark Phoenix.
Here's the thing: when a bar is very low, we don't have.
And if none of y'all saw this match yet, get ready. So that being said, me and my brother, we were too busy watching these New Mutants that were supposed to be coming out like 3 years ago. So we did not watch this match, which came out earlier this afternoon. Sorry, we had to make a prioritized decision. So we have not seen this match. So please, if y'all are watching this recap, this replay, if you have seen the match, please don't spoil it. If you would like to spoil this match, as always, streamlabs.com/cinefanatics. Feel free to make a donation there, and you can spoil anything you want. Just make sure it is followed by some numbers and zeros. Also, make sure you hop on the Patreon. It's patreon.com/cinefanatics. Hop on that. The tier that you would like to hop on, it helps us out. And yeah, there is also the super chat if y'all want to do the YouTube super chat. We still prefer the Streamlabs, but yeah, any questions, comments, anything, there's the places to get them to us the best.
Oh yeah.
And I just want to say I made a score chart for these guys. I'm taking that from my question writing boss PJ, who was on last night and was keeping score with you guys. So I figured, hey,
Adams v Adams. This is trippy. What beast appears now? Let's not find out. Let's just play the game.
Let's see if I can get my dad. Where's my dad?
No.
Me.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the movie.
Thank you, Christian. Thank you so much.
Schmoedown.
We're so happy to be here.
Continuing here, and this is a very, very solid first round matchup. I'm Christian Harloff.
That's not what I meant.
Always by Mark Baby Carrots Ellis.
Oh, Christian, this is
Joke's on us. MovieFanobi does actually know the ones and zeros and actually narrate away. Yeah, binary actually gave that away just now.
He actually did just give away the whole match.
And he is running into the Del Rio speed.
David Del Rio upsets. Oh man, come on!
And
my favorite joke. There's only 10 people in this world who know binary. Or there's only 10 types of people in this world. Those who know binary and those who don't.
Versus, I don't want to say an unknown quantity. That's unfair to Diamond Dave because we've seen him compete. We've seen him compete well before. But I think Chance going up against Diamond Dave, very intriguing matchup. Anytime a Cobra
movie knowledge, not
Diamond.
Nice.
Jokes.
Chance is having a hell of a season. I mean, we saw what he just did in the team's title match a few weeks ago here against the Founding Fathers in their fourth match. He won the Inner Geekdom.
How long do you think that rivalry lasts? About as long as the Founding Fathers last, I guess.
In order to do it in the finals. And it also brings up the fact that Corruption is having a hell of a run.
Outside of like faction shakeups, I can't see either one of those two teams breaking up anytime soon.
Perry Nemiroff and Mike Kalinowski. That was a big one. It was a big blow to the Corruption.
Never know with Roka.
You get Lady Justice. You have the Coyote, and now you have the Cobra.
I know all of those fan leaguers.
These three are focused in on Corruption
Hosted
and
matches
them and
for all of those
remember
fan league people.
Once Lady Justice won, and once Collins won, Corruption took first place.
That would be at this point is going to be when we get drafted as a team. So if you want to see us play as a team, reach out to the managers. Let them know, hey, come over here and watch these two guys play, and then draft them.
He's a working actor,
and I've said I'd love to manage them. Keep the Adams team.
He had a gig. He had to do something. He wasn't able to be there. But he's very invested.
When will you go back to the Schmoedown? It's a big old TBD.
I'm not really sure. He's an invested player.
Yeah, wait. I thought I was the only one that could blow this show off for other gigs, but I guess me and Diamond Dave, two of a kind. When you look at him, I think that, curious as anybody to say how he performs, is his manager, Roxy Stryer, she of the Rock Stars, because you could be pinning your hopes to this kid. And look, Christian, I'll tell you this: if this guy comes in here,
how do we not have that in the description? That's like the number one
round. There's no telling.
I don't know.
How
You're the one
in this
popping it over.
And you mentioned corruption. You can't
okay,
say
hold
corruption
on.
without the queen of said corruption, that being Shannon Varney.
So,
it's almost like they've had such a good run. Someone should make a documentary.
When Fanobi said
about
bad
that
Elder
fact.
Adams, he
And
knew
Shannon
exactly
Varney,
which
I
one of
know
us
there's
to
one
peg
person
for that.
You can say is
Yeah,
not
I
by
know.
the fact that Mike Kalinowski was
That's
knocked
good
out
old movie,
prematurely,
Steve
some might say, by
Fanobi.
Perry Nemiroff. It's going to be Shannon.
I make his
She's
actual
not
name
phased.
his nickname.
She's ready to rock here, and she's got one of her show ponies ready to go today.
No doubt. And Shannon,
There we
was
go.
Right
It's
away,
in the chat.
right away, saying, "All right, big shot, but what's next?" Right. But there's two things to that, because if you've seen on social media, and
Guys,
you're
being
gonna
a
see it
YouTuber
in
is
a moment
hard.
here when they're on camera together. Roxy and Shannon, where they went after each other during that Damon match, and I think that it got in the head of Roxy Stryer and Damon personally.
Really?
But since then, Roxy has definitely done little smiley faces and little things after that Perry match to try to get into the head of corruption. But Shannon walks around Roxy as if she has something over her, and right now she does, because of the way that our players are playing, the position that they're in. The Rockstars are struggling right now, but this could be a massive. This corruption loses here today, and they're in big trouble.
That's
They're in
true.
big trouble.
That's very true.
They've had a great run so far, Christian. And
After,
it would be
Mike's
very
match
corruption
last night.
of this faction too.
They got to keep
Just
someone
when
in that
you think
tournament.
that they're down and out and making a
Because
great
they
run
got
in the
they
tournament,
got
but the
Chance and they got
Rockstars,
two
they've
they
been
got two
patient for a
rookies.
long
If
time,
Chance
and they're
loses,
itching,
it's
and
all
they've
on the
been pointing
rookies,
at this
and
tournament to say, this
those
is where
rookies are
we
going up
make
against
our mark,
champions,
and we start
so
making a run, not
Yep.
just to this tournament
I
and
guarantee.
the finals, but maybe Roxy Stryer for that coveted manager
Now
of
it's
the
in the
year
description.
award.
Well, and another award is either Player of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year,
I'll get you a cookie
Interbeat
later.
Player of the Year, whatever it be. He's got a lot of them up there, and this is team of the year. I mean, there's so much. That
How
Chance
much have we
Ellison has
seen
done, but
Shannon
you're
and
chronic-
Roxy go to each
gonna
other in
chronicle
promos? I
how
feel
we
like I
got
haven't
here
seen it
right now.
as much as I have some of the others.
I don't know.
This is going to be
About
fun.
right now, though.
Winner,
For sure.
advancing to the Schmoedown Spectacular, the Cobra, Ellison.
What up, world? You miss me?
Mike and Chance have been playing great. They played together against the family really well. Chance is playing just lights out when it came to the Inner Geekdom.
I was put into a tournament where people didn't think I was going to thrive. They thought I was going to go in, lose the first round. I won that one, lose the second round. Oh, I won that one, lose the third round. Oh, you won? Oh, she's in the finals now. What a surprise. So if there's anyone out there still doubting me, you better check that right now.
Hard work and dedication and studying and working your butt off is real.
Shannon. Probably my least favorite person to ever enter the movie Trivia Schmoedown. I get it. You're winning right now. Guess what? I've been there before too. I've had myself some champions. I know what it's like to be on top. You and your boy Chance are doing something incredibly stupid, underestimating David Del Rio.
Oh, baby, it's going to be so nice to hear the name Diamond David Del Rio again.
His name's Diamond.
Diamond Dave Del Rio. You like him even more. Dave Del Rio says, I want to play.
Now I'm back, and I'm back to make a statement. And what better statement to make to the movie Trivia Schmoedown fans than to take down Chance Ellison?
I am really sick of going into these first round matches and playing really well and losing in the end. I'm looking to change that. David, that starts with you.
Roxy, I supported you in your rally when you called Tom Gagnino the worst manager in the Schmoedown. I thought you were right. But since then, I've had an epiphany, and I've realized that it's you.
Roxy, you talk a lot, but you're not saying much.
I really take no pleasure in beating you today. Okay, I do. But for me, the real pleasure is getting to shut that loud mouth of Roxy's.
I don't even blame you for all the cockiness and the arrogance and the obnoxiousness. It's you, Shannon. It's you who's done this.
I am on a one-way path to greatness, and I'm sorry, the putsy from Grease Live isn't stopping me.
I'm a diamond in the rough, and I'm here to bring a win and take down corruption.
Nice.
Seven Psychopaths is a great movie, by the way.
Look, that's the
Wait,
thing.
what happened to the shades
David Del
there?
Rio has had some tough
What shades?
ones in his career, but he's always been there scrapping them
All right,
out.
Morpheus.
And Chance knows that very well.
So
His first
real quick,
rounds
if you
in
want
the
to pause.
Ultimate Schmoedown,
Yeah.
Real quick, we did get the Streamlabs from MovieFanobi. It said, okay, for a Sith lighting, but not sure I'll be awake for New Mutants. That's where the meaty goodness is. Not sure I'll be in a movie theater soon, so it's up to you, Adams Bros. I missed my AMC A-list. Yeah, it's definitely a questionable time to be going to a movie theater now. So with that comment, I will say that the theater that we went to is the theater that we frequented a lot before the pandemic, and we made sure and took the proper precautions before we got the tickets and went there to go see the movie tonight. So, yes, New Mutants review will be up later. Anyways, continue.
Oh, yeah.
have
We'll
been
just
great matches, but he has
mid-beginning Schmoedown plugs.
Irwin, not names to say, oh, I can't believe
I say that like
matches,
it's an actual thing.
but, you know,
I mean, it could be. Streamlabs.com/cinefanatics. It is in the description now.
So maybe that's in Chance's head.
If you want to hear us plug something else, give us money to do it.
Great, marvelous job by Nerd Chronic telling us that
ridiculous.
story. And when you look at the covert version, I think it's just a case of sometimes he just needs that teammate or that faction mate
You
pushing
want to plug
him
your
to the
garage
next
band,
level.
Wild
And certainly
Stallions.
we saw with Inner Geekdom what happened
There
when
you go.
he can not only study
Timely.
against someone, but then compete against that same partner. So here, who is going to be in his corner pushing him? Is Shannon Barney up to the task? Because if you give that kid a little nudge, it could be.
Here's the thing, like
running
he
all the
shaved
way
like
to
his
steal this whole
facial
tournament.
hair,
All
he
right, Mark,
shaved his
so
top
before
hair.
we get
He
to
barely
our
was
competitors,
recognizable.
As I mentioned before,
I had the
these
quarantine
two
beard. It's
will
probably
tell you that they
better that I
are
no
fond of
longer
one another because,
do.
frankly,
I still have it.
the
Yeah.
rock star, Oxy Stryer, the queen of corruption herself, Shannon.
Oh no,
Barney.
here we go.
Ladies, we are here again. So, Shannon, look, there
Oh,
is
the fire is going to shoot.
you, but Roxy was taking a couple of quick shots on Mike getting bounced out of the tournament in the first round. Does that piss you off at all, or do you say no? What's next?
No, her and everyone else. What the hell do I care? Mike paid his dues for this league. Corruption is Mike. He can sit this out because we got 3 other incredible players still on the
Because you're
board.
sitting in a seat.
We got a couple factions. So I'm not worried about Roxy. All she does is run her mouth. It's what she does for a living. Nothing she can say affects me because I'm better than her on the mic and I'm better than her in the ring.
How long until we get an actual Mike
Honestly,
cameo on this
I
one?
pay no mind. Anybody who thinks she's getting in my head, you trust me, you don't know this head. Shannon, that's fine, honey. You want to pretend like you're not fazed by your man, your number one, your corruption king getting booted in round 1. Are you kidding me? You guys pretend like nothing bothers you. Obviously, that's a huge sting. And yeah, of course I'm going to come for you for it because you talk a massive game and he didn't even win one. Just not even one.
Let's check the roster there, Roxy, before you want to dig yours in on Mike, okay? Because we win and we lose. You just keep losing. So I don't know what's better luck next time. Nice try though.
You know,
Born like a dinosaur. Aged out.
I hate to ask you this, Roxy, but Shannon has a point just as far as how well corruption's playing this year. So I ask you, Miss Stryer, the word patience gets thrown around a lot, immortalized by Axl Rose and more recently Chris Cornell. When you think of patience, is your patience just
I
about
like that Guns N' Roses song.
corruption and where they are in the
Look
standings?
at her face. Of course it is.
It's how I
Listen,
perfected
I've
how to
been at this
whistle.
for a long time. I'm not somebody who's coming in as a freshman this year and trying to start a faction for the first time ever.
How much does Roxy wish she was the team that
and I've been
eliminated
on
Mike
top
from the
before,
tournament?
And I knew what
Oh man, story-wise, that would have been amazing.
The only
Yeah.
place to go from there is down.
Especially if
So,
it was still like this match the next night. Like,
Yeah.
hey,
Oh my God.
so here we are again. You want to do this again? I mean,
And you suck. What is your excuse? I'm a rookie manager and I'm slaughtering you. And after Chance beats Del Rio in this match, you're going to keep corruption's name out of your mouth. You're going to sit down. And
I have to
shut
admit,
up.
I wasn't fully sold on
Thank
Shannon
you. It's
as a
hard
manager
to-
in the beginning, and she's
Hard to avoid that voice,
really
isn't it,
convinced
guys?
me. Like
Okay.
she's way at the top of
mean,
the list for me now.
This isn't.
I don't
even the
know.
match.
I don't know
This
why.
is just the manager's getting ready to go.
Shannon's come in this year just swinging.
Yeah, and
As
Y'all hear
making
it.
a lot of
Going
really
to
smart
finish.
plays.
Good luck.
Just
Big match
lot
for
of
the
good,
both of you. We're going to put you
yeah.
both in the waiting room here.
Christian was like,
for the
dang,
piece,
this isn't even the
Good
match.
luck, Roxy.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
I'm like, oh yeah, there's trivia after this,
All
isn't
right,
there?
well, did you expect
Good.
anything?
Don't
less
even
from us?
need it.
These aren't,
I
these aren't
did,
even the
but I still
competitors who are
wasn't
supposed to be
prepared
battling
for
each
it.
other.
There's really some smack talk, and you're right. That's not even the match. If you
So
tune
yeah,
in-
we really haven't heard Roxy and Shannon go at it in the.
There
Yeah.
on screen together. Anytime Roxy,
I'm pretty sure I would have remembered that.
history that Roxy has with Mike and everything, And speaking of which, if you haven't seen The Dawn of Corruption, the series that is on the Schmoedown Clips channel, you should really watch it now. Frank Janisch showed all of that. Now
I've had a little before with
check it out
because
But,
Mike has
Mark,
faced
that's not why we're here.
people from the
We
Rock
are here
Stars.
for
So
this match. Competitors are ready. Are you?
As legendary Cleveland manager Lou Brown once said to a guy that looks kinda
Alex
like you,
Damon,
Christian,
actually. That's the one I was trying to
in
find.
the heater.
So he faced Alex Damon in
Ladies and
the
gentlemen, it's
Inner Geekdom
time
tournament.
for the movie trivia.
What's up, Malcolm?
Oh, Malcolm, one of my buddies.
There he is.
Introducing first.
I can't help it every time. I love this theme song.
Stars with a record of 1 win, 2 defeats.
I could see like listening to this in the car while I'm like driving to work.
Yeah, this is good.
David Del Rio in the house. Dave, I haven't seen you in a while, my man. How you been? How's it been going? What's the latest in your smoking career?
Well, let me tell you, first of all, it is awesome to hear Diamond Dave Del Rio again. I've been waiting to hear that name for a long time. Thanks for having me back. Had a great run on a television series I was in, and now I'm back to defeat anyone who comes in my way. So let's bring it on.
Yeah, Dave, your usual studio method of competing is dressing to the nines, like what you're looking at with me right now. You seem a little dressed down for this match. Is the lack of threads going to affect your mental state as you go into round number 1?
Oh, I don't worry about.
He's like, no, because my personal bathroom is right there.
In terms of quality of thread, even if I'm wearing a suit or a blazer. Hi, Blanca. Wearing a suit or a blazer, I like to stay comfy. I like to wear the finest thread. So this is no exception.
Please be aware, there should be no mops during this.
We're gonna see the whole house get cleaned during this match.
This is before
Yeah.
all the factions, before all the draft and all that. And Roxy Stryer drafted you. She had
He's cleaning the house.
high words and praise.
Literally.
of you, obviously. How are you feeling going into this match with Roxy Stryer with the Rock Stars?
She's been.
That's almost what I want to see now. It's someone like actually doing something like that while playing in the Schmoedown.
Yeah.
As long as you see their hands the whole time, like he could be carrying like the bag of garbage like out to the trash or something.
Start with then the Rock Stars.
Well, that would be like
More.
They have their phone
more,
set up in front of them.
This is a good.
More pets hijinks. I want to see more pets hijinks.
We're going to put you in the
That's
waiting room here as we await your opponent.
Speaking
Thank
of which,
you,
we don't have
to-
Molly's perch in this episode.
And
Didn't have her spot.
opponent
Ooh, Chance's theme.
representing Corruption with a record of 2 wins, 3 defeats, and 1 knockout. He is the 2020 Inner Geekdom Tournament winner
I like it.
and the reigning 2-time movie
Cobra.
Schmoedown Teams Champion of the World. The
Yeah, that's
Cobra.
good. It's good too.
My other good friend from the beginning of the fan leagues, Robert Parker.
Chance. The Cobra. I mean, I feel like I've introduced you more than anybody this season. Hell of a run.
But I
you're having
knew
so
Chance could
far
be.
there, kid. How are you feeling? I mean, look, Inner Geekdom's one thing. We know how well you studied for it. And we saw what you did in the teams match against Founding Fathers. So how are you preparing going into this tournament?
You know what?
That I like.
I have had a hell of a run. You know what? I'm not done yet. not by.
This was filmed
This is
before the
tournament
teams
that I
match.
This is the one I really wanted.
Wow, this is the one.
That's
you just won.
That is Christian being a pro at what Christian does.
You really won. Okay, well, Chance.
We saw what you did against the Founding Fathers.
Let me ask you this, just to give everybody who wants to maybe one day be in your.
He can say that no matter whether he wins or loses that match.
What was the first movie you watched to study for this tournament that didn't involve hobbits or wizards or laser swords?
Because it was left ambiguous.
Yeah, he left it ambiguous, which is awesome.
And it's not gonna work because I know a player like Dave. He's smart. He retains stuff, so I'm not gonna drop anything to give him an edge.
It was a question. Christian. I wasn't trying to rat the kid out.
You look, you haven't played in a long time. What do you know about strategy these days? So Chance, I will ask you this. There was not that much pressure.
Kind of harsh.
I mean,
there's shot being fired from everybody today.
Faction, obviously. But now it's you and 2 rookies left in this tournament. Your team's partner.
Shut up, you younger version of me.
In the first round, spotlight of corruption is all on you. How does that make you feel?
One who's actually related to me?
Bring it on. I mean, what is it?
No, because I'm intending to win no matter what. Whether Mike was in.
I'm the younger version of Alex Damon. What are you talking about?
I got my eyes
on
Right now, I got my eyes on round 2. And I'm sorry, MC Cubano over there is not stopping.
All right. Well, fair enough. We're going to pull you out of there too. Bring him back. Dave and Chance.
That was a good one, guys.
Virtual
that was pretty good.
Battlefield Marks. Round number 1.
Round number 1.
I wonder if
Gentlemen,
Mike helps with some of the zingers.
I don't know. Chance is pretty witty on his own.
Yeah.
Schmoedown.
He's got a pretty good hang of it.
Every question
He
is worth
back in our Fan League days made about 250 Jeremy's old jokes because almost like the older guy there. It was always good too.
I know our favorite one was at the Houston Live event last year. Afterwards, at the bar, Chance and Roka were going back and forth like on a basically like a trash talking thing. It was so good. But
He probably reused some of the zingers he used on me.
I'm not sure you heard a question right. You want to buy yourself another 15 seconds? Use a JTE.
Yeah, that no chance in Ellison doesn't really work right now, does it?
Yeah. So yeah, Chance was talking trash, and Roka's like, "Yeah, you've got no chance in Ellison." Like, okay, that's good. That's good, right there.
Oh, Lord. Competitors keep their hands where we can see them, unless you're writing down the answer. We understand that. This one, no Googling, no asking Jeeves what the question's answers are, huh?
Wait, we can't use Ask Jeeves?
All right, so let's.
I'm pretty sure Jeeves doesn't know the answer to some of these.
Christian said, "Thank you, Jeeves."
Are you ready?
Looking forward to it.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown. Round number 1, question number 1. Gentlemen, here's the first one in the realm of action adventure. Adrienne Palicki plays the character of Ms. Perkins.
Yep.
In which 2014 action film?
No all caps. Everyone can rejoice.
That didn't really bother me.
It's done way before he puts his hand up.
It bugged me a little, but you didn't hear me say that. Everything they do is great.
Can you repeat the question, please?
I saw some people say some things about it, but I was like, whatever.
Adrienne Palicki plays the character of Miss Perkins in what 2014 action film?
Wow, a repeat already.
On the first question. Oof.
Starting off. And
I know that Chance knows this. I'll tell you why after.
2.
It's like his favorite movie.
Yeah.
Chance?
John Wick.
John Wick is correct, Dave.
Fantastic start. Nothing.
Fair enough.
John Wick.
John Wick.
1
point for Chris and 1 point for Robert.
All right.
I missed back in the Fan League days. I missed several John Wick questions in my matches, and Chance never failed to razz me about it.
In the blade.
Because he loves those movies. You got this, guys. You can do it.
I sure do.
Where I said I was the blade of fat people.
I remember it.
Peek behind the curtain. I've probably written hundreds of Schmoedown questions at this point. So it's hard to remember which ones I wrote sometimes.
Blade Trinity?
Yes. Chance.
Blade Trinity.
Blade Trinity.
Blade Trinity.
50-50 on whether I wrote that one. I think I did.
2018 film takes place in Colorado Springs and follows a cop named Ron Stallworth?
All right, Christian, honest question.
Yes.
Why does this sound familiar?
Who can do more pull-ups, you and me?
It's a really good movie, guys.
Dave, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I think I'm wrong, but I'm way left field.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So Dave hanging in there now. We got 3 and 2.
I was gonna guess Wolf Cop.
I'm so mad because
my non-related Adams brothers are still tied.
that was a great movie too. I'm so mad.
Ron
I
Starr.
was like, I know that name sounded familiar.
Character Sarah Thomas, opposite John Cusack, in
Oh.
the film Serendipity. That word always reminds me of Dick Vitale for some reason.
We recently asked for
Serendipity,
John
baby.
Cusack, and now we're asking for the other.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pen
No.
down.
It was in that.
Kate Beckinsale.
Yes. Chance.
Oh,
Correct.
it's like Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Okay,
good guess.
can say
There we go. As we get to our next question, fantasy sci-fi. Who plays the mermaid Madison in 1984's Splash?
and then edited in 2020 on Disney.
Oh yeah,
On Disney.
that old thing.
Man, she has a hairy butt. I'll tell you this. Like when I watched it on Disney Plus,
Liar.
A lot of hair.
No,
that mermaid needs some manscape.
Pen down, please. And we start, with Chance.
Daryl Hannah.
Yes. Dave.
Daryl.
Dang it, that's right.
You didn't have it, Chris? Oh.
Daryl
No,
Hannah.
I put Robin Wright for some reason. That's right, it is Daryl Hannah.
You're thinking Princess Bride.
Yeah,
person referring to is in the world of
Daryl Hannah,
comedies.
Robin Wright, and Patricia Arquette are all the same person to me.
This 2017 film follows a group of 4 friends led by Regina Hall on a trip to the Essence Music Festival.
Ooh, this is not my night.
It's another really good movie.
Back in here. They're going.
Yeah, Del Rio has been awakened.
5,
I'm pretty sure I got this
3,
one.
2, 1. Dave.
We ready? Girls Trip.
Yes. Chance.
Oh,
Girls Trip.
Correct.
Yep, Girls Trip.
That's Ellison
Oh.
working on another.
Robert is up 42 now, but anything can happen.
that we have in the game. So let's
I'll tell you
see
exactly
to
what's
our
going to
next
happen.
question. Horror slash
Especially on
thriller.
this one.
Weaving. A woman named Grace who marries into a family with a dark secret in which 2019 film?
no. We'll get it. We'll both get it on this one.
Been watching a lot of
Yeah.
horror films.
Except I was writing the wrong title.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh.
If I got this and you didn't, you better hurry.
No, I got it.
Point in time, I'm not sure. If
I was
watched
putting
5.
another phrase that this is known for, which is a Robert De Niro movie.
Did you put Here I Come?
Start with
No.
Chance.
Ready or not, here Cobra comes. Ready or not.
Yes. And Dave.
Cool tagline. Ready or not.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Ready or not.
Evan,
Yeah, you were putting hide and seek. I remember.
I was gonna put hide and seek, yeah.
Oh,
so-
such
Which
a
is
bad
what
Robert De Niro
that's what
movie.
they're playing, but
Yeah.
have
Yes.
a perfect round. However, if he does not, we move on to round number 2. Here we go.
That's right. How about I ask this one to gather your movie watching druthers? The category.
I love what MovieFanobi said.
My hand back today on a computer now. Your question. Who voices Jack Frost in the film Rise of the Guardians?
This is a tough question.
It is, and I think I missed this movie. Yay or nay, Christian?
Jack Frost.
I
Should I watch
I
it?
don't remember this movie.
I think.
It's a good movie, actually.
Good talk.
Yeah, thank you. 3, 2,
I don't
1.
know.
Dave.
Chris Pine.
That's correct. Chance.
Chris Pine.
Yeah.
Perfect round.
Michael Keaton.
Perfect
Dude.
round for Chance.
How are we putting the same
70
answer?
points, but
Because
Chance-
that's
did
the only
you?
Jack
Oh, wow.
Frost we know.
Yeah, different Jack Frost.
Well,
the right
no, I could have put
answer.
Martin
You
Short.
have to answer it. Are you ready?
That's a good one, yeah.
Here it is.
5 to
In
3.
what rom-com does Drew Barrymore play a newspaper reporter who enrolls in high school as part of a research for a
Never
story?
been kissed.
You got
Good
it.
film. Was ever done. Never been kissed.
Is
I don't know if
correct.
I can't give Robert a point. You can go perfect.
Can't lead for Del Rio, but a great first round thus far. Mark, round number 2. How'd it go?
That's right. David Del Rio doing about as well as we've seen around number one yet. Chance Ellison
Only being down 2 to Chance is not bad, though.
I hope that nobody says anything about this, that there's somebody running around in Dave's house.
Well,
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Not after this last week. I don't want to hear anything anymore.
Of cinema. Each question's worth 2
I feel
points.
you on that one.
If you're not sure of the answer, ask us for multiple choice. We'll give you 4 options, one of which is the correct answer. At
There's
that
someone
point,
walking around in David Del Rio's house while he's answering questions. Blame the writers.
Oh, it's always my fault. I know that.
Like I said, Chance Ellison, corruption, 2-point lead after a sterling round number 1 by both competitors. So Chance and manager Shannon, corruption fame.
I mean, that's a good point, though. He only missed the first one, and that was it.
Yep.
Downside is he also burnt a JTE on that first one.
Yeah.
It's hell of a first round. Perfect per usual. Here's the thing, though. First rounds don't mean anything anymore. Okay? The first round is now designed to give you a false sense of security. So be proud of what you did, but drop it and move on to round 2 because now the challenge is in front of you. Okay?
That might be like the heel way of looking at it. I think the positive, nice way of looking at it is it's a warm up.
Correct. Yeah. Spin first.
Get you into the game.
All right. So
I'm answering movie trivia questions now. Ooh, I do want that Tarantino slice. That would be good.
I mean, this round 1 did the exact opposite for me. I do not have a false sense of security. I have a very true sense of I'm in danger.
I'm okay.
Great at Wheel of Fortune.
Energy.
So it is. Looks like it landed in the middle. The rule being that if it lands in the middle, it goes to the right, with the option being enter geekdom. Chance, are you choosing to stay
I will.
or spin away?
I just want to tournament on this.
67.
What are you gonna do?
Should I take it, Shannon?
God, I don't know, man. It's really not really that risky. Let's go. Let's
Feel
do
like
this.
this is
All right,
forced.
so I'll take it to no one's surprise.
Should I take it? You're the number 1 contender for IG. Yes, you will take it.
4 questions.
And you will love it.
Inner geekdom slice. So the inner geekdom slice can be.
I
from
can
any
give away. I happen to know that Chance does not like Leonardo DiCaprio.
division.
Thinks he's a bad actor.
Inner geekdom. Here's first.
Really?
Yeah.
He's not allowed back on our show now.
Shinzon,
I know.
played by Tom Hardy, appears
Nemesis.
in a Star Trek film.
Star Trek Nemesis.
What Star
Give you
Trek
guys
movie was
points
Tom
on
Hardy
that.
in?
Who plays Ben Damio, a military member of the
Oh,
PRD, who
what's his name?
actual encounter. Can
It's
turn
not
into
Ed Screen.
a Jaguar-like creature in Hellboy 2019.
Daniel Day Kim.
Yes.
That's it.
Yep.
All right, question 3.
Ed Screen was supposed to play him originally, but
That's right.
Stone. What specific type of troll attacked Harry
a hairy one.
and Hermione, according to McGonagall?
A really ugly one.
A, a mountain troll. B, a river
Cave
troll.
troll.
C, a forest troll.
I think you guys are thinking of a different franchise.
Mountain Troll.
Mountain Troll.
Correct for 1 point.
No, cave troll, and I'll stand by my.
That's the Mines of Moria.
In the map, what is the first balloon figure Stanley Ipkiss makes for the group of thugs?
Jeez.
A goose.
Is it A, giraffe?
No.
B,
That's
dog.
a dog.
C, Tommy gun. D, a lion.
He makes a dog.
It's incorrect. David?
Nope.
The
Tommy
question
gun.
in the mask.
A
What is
giraffe.
the first balloon figure that Stanley
Dude,
Ipkiss
that's a 5-point question right there.
giraffe? B, a dog. C, a Tommy gun. Or D, a lion?
I'm going to say a giraffe.
It's correct for 1 point. Big steal.
And you guys were so adamant it wasn't. No, of course it's not a giraffe.
After
No, I said
that was
giraffe.
before- that was
Oh, you
before
did? Oh, I'll give you the point.
question. So at the end of that, Ellison
That was
season
Robert
five,
that said no.
He picked Tommy gun. I went
14-8.
giraffe.
14-8 as we now bring in Roxy Schreier. 60
I
seconds.
mean,
We gotta-
I could not have asked
We
for
gotta
anything.
slip in some
6
deep.
points.
We gotta put in some deep cuts now and then. Let us have fun.
2 different questions.
Yeah, that was a good one.
The shortest neck creature ever.
They can't all stay in the
Long-necked
5-pointer.
creature Like a giraffe.
Yeah, that was a real deep one.
Going into round 2.
That
you
would
have
be cruel if that was the 5-pointer.
got the rust off of you.
At
from
least
the
they
first
get
one,
multiple.
and now you're doing perfectly. Take your time. Remember your JTEs. I'm so excited for you right now. Way to
So
really
he's
listen
up by
to that
6.
and use your reasoning and logic. to figure out
She
what
sure
the
is
best-
cleaning that house.
you're-
I was
love it.
joking when I said she'd be there the whole match.
Yeah.
All right, here's the wheel. Wheel is
Oh,
up.
that was such sweet victory. Should we take it? Should we not? What do you think, Chan?
Here it is. And here's spin by Dave.
I will say, Christian, that's the worst we've seen Chance perform at Inner Geekdom in a long time.
True. Drama, 60 seconds on drama.
Spin it again.
How you feeling?
Great. I think I can take dramas for sure.
I love that for you. I think we should go dramas too. Awesome. You
I'll
got
take
this.
Dang it,
Jen.
I don't want to answer. I want to answer Tarantino. How about what I want?
One of my favorite categories to write. I want to get pulled to.
Thank you.
Give me some Tarantino questions.
So here we go.
Tarantino.
Give me some dang Tarantino questions.
In the realm of drama, Mark, which is this match is shaping up to be. Here's the first question.
That's right. In the category of dramas,
Oh, look at
Dave,
Doggy.
for 2 points. Like you want to go with multiple choice. Your question: what 1995 drama directed by Tim Robbins starred Susan Sarandon and Sean Penn?
That's Dead Men Walking.
That is
Yeah.
Dead Man Walking. That's 2 points.
I
Got
go
a
with
chance
Dead
to
Man
go
Walking.
to 4. You can cut it to 2.
I would have gotten it if you went multiple choice.
Film Arrival. What is the first word Louise writes when trying to communicate
Her
with
name?
the aliens?
Beer. I don't know.
No, it's not beer. I think it's her name. Is it her name?
Choice.
Her name or human?
All right. Is it A,
Human.
peace?
Okay,
B,
well, they're both on there.
Oh, it could be both.
or D, hello?
I said her name first. I'm going to stick with her name. It's probably human, though.
Louise.
That is incorrect. So now
Human.
for
Human.
Chance to steal, we go to Chance. Chance, we're going to read the question and the options once again. In Arrival, what is the first word?
Jeremy
Louise
looks
writes?
like Tarantino. You know, I actually
You
kind
know,
of see a little bit of
I've-
resemblance.
A,
I've
peace.
heard that before. I've heard that like from people in leagues, and I still think it's wrong.
Say hello.
We're looking for human, actually.
Oh,
I knew it was the other one. It was either her name or human.
Robert knew
See,
better than Chance.
See, I would get that, Jeremy, but I just got to ask you: do you buy the coffee in the relationship?
Same hands. That's how the question, obviously. Wow. Your next question, David. Your penultimate question in the world of drama.
My wife is not
In
named
the film
Bonnie.
All the President's Men. Where did Bob Woodward have all of his secret meetings with Deep Throat?
May have written this one.
I mean, I know
You
where I've
didn't-
had
you
my
didn't-
secret meetings.
You
with
didn't
people.
hear me say that.
In a parking
Five.
parking garage.
Final answer?
Yes.
That's 2 points.
All right, so
in a Walmart parking lot.
should he get this next question?
Hello, Brian.
Hello,
Correct.
Brian.
So
Ism.
here
Chrism?
is the question.
I'm going to call you Chrism from now on.
Walmart parking lot where all the deep throats are met.
David,
Hey.
you go into round
The
Hey.
spoof of the Deep Throat parking lot scene in
You're
The
right.
Simpsons
You're
is still one of the best.
James
You're getting a
McAvoy
mute on that
in
one.
2007's Atonement.
You can mute it again. I don't know the answer to this one.
I love that movie, and I didn't know that answer, Christian. That's 2 points, and we are
Oh, I
tied
missed
going
it.
into
There's,
round-
Joe Wright. Joe Wright.
Of
So I missed it
Did
because the pool was.
as Dave Del Rio ties it up.
Did
with
the
Chance
Immortal Classic Pan.
tied up going into
Oh
round
yeah.
three. Mark, how does round number
But he also
three go?
did Hannah, which is
Oh,
pretty
round
good.
number 3, well, as you know, Christian, or at least I hope you do, this is the round that's going to determine the winner of the match, unless we go to sudden death overtime, which is certainly in play. So here's what we need from each competitor. We need 3 numbers.
You're on your phoneism.
1 to 20.
Phoneism.
I think they just did their reaction, and I usually watch it, but I was like, I'm not going to watch any reactions. I'm going to stay
Your first query.
virgin reation for these guys today.
Make that part of
Oh,
5
I don't
big
think a person should believe in an ism.
by proxy. Chance Ellison's record is the reason he gets to give us his 3 lucky numbers.
I don't know. I could see Chrisism catching on. I think that could be a movie.
Oh, I could see easily catching up.
Welcome to the Holy Church of Christmas.
17-8.
We don't watch horror movies here, so
as those numbers are literally the worst numbers. Good luck with that.
These two.
Roxy, shut up.
These
Chance,
two.
617. and
We
8.
are God. Our brother is the devil. He likes horror movies.
I'm going to say 3, 4, and
That's kind of
7.
backwards.
Sexy numbers from a sexy player. Love those numbers. Yes. Those are winning numbers. I feel it. Lottery numbers.
You guys just saw the extent of Roxy's management skill as sexy.
Oh, that was good.
God. You're tied right now, and your player got inner geekdom. Didn't he just do a whole tournament with that? Isn't that your whole thing? IG?
Roxy, be careful, honey. We have one more round to go.
You used
Don't
to
get too excited.
I'm ready for it.
Roxy.
Christian would like to talk.
50 left.
Christian's like,
Forget about your JTPs. It's like starting the game fresh. Like I said, you already have the rust off of you. So just make sure that you're really listening to the questions. Don't let anything distract
That's
you.
the thing. Again, he hasn't played since last year. There is no rust on this.
But at this point,
Yeah.
right now, this is your game to win. And I'm pretty positive
it's
that this is
been
time to
literally
shut him down. He's
a
had
little
long
over a
time.
year since he's played.
All right. So we're going to now move over to Shannon. Shannon, you got 60 seconds to talk to Chance starting now.
Yeah, Roxy said it best. You're a fierce competitor. This is no strange land for you to be in right now. You take your time, you listen to those questions, you use your JTEs when you need them, and you just relax, okay? We get that he caught up to us. Woo! Great. We still have one more round before this game is over. So remember that. Stay calm. Use your time. Relax. You got this, baby.
All right. Thank you.
Sexy numbers, the sexiest numbers.
Did say that, this was going to be
All right.
a
So
closer match than people thought. And here we are tied.
Who has his 2-pointer, which is category number 3. Category number 3. All right.
We're just looking for a chance to make it out of that first
You
round.
chose the
Kind of break
category
his
of thriller.
singles tournament curse.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Who stars as
Speaking of Hannah,
We were
Saoirse
just talking
Ronan.
about it.
Hannah?
Saoirse Ronan.
Saoirse Ronan.
That is correct. 2 points. All right. Now
Challenge, he said Saoirse.
Ellison, who chose
Challenge, he said
category
Saoirse, not Saoirse.
Yes, it is. And that corresponds to.
No.
She's been on every late night talk show pronouncing it correctly. You have no excuse.
Or Sarisi, which is what it looks like spelled.
Yeah.
Saurius.
Sarice.
That time you just had. In what spoof film will you find a character named
Spaceballs. Spaceballs, yeah.
Metaphysical Power of the Schwartz?
Spaceballs.
An all-time classic. And we're
May the
talking
Schwartz be
eyeball
with you.
game, okay?
We break for nobody.
Eyeball game it is, and we get to our next
Lord Dark
question,
Helmet.
which is category 4. This is for the 3 points. For
I'm
Del Rio.
surrounded by it.
Chose Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise.
Spaceballs. There goes the
Category
planet.
Number 4. Here is your 3-pointer. What film marks the only occasion when Tom Cruise collaborated with Francis Ford Coppola?
I feel like this movie's been coming up a lot lately.
The Outsiders.
That's correct for 3 more points. Dave Del Rio hits his
A couple of
3-pointer.
us question writers
And
like that
now
movie, I think. They
Chance
keep
Ellison and Chance
getting it in there.
Number 17.
How'd that get
Number
in there?
17.
Response
Maybe we should
to
watch The Outsiders.
Yeah.
Wonderful world
Absolutely.
of animated.
Should watch
film.
a bunch of movies.
The Outsiders is really good. Definitely watch the director's cut if you can. Not the original.
Wow.
Chance, what 2017 animated movie depicts a group of teen warriors and features the voice talents of Jackie Chan and Dave
Is it the Lego Ninjago movie?
Be the Lego
Oh,
Ninjago.
yeah.
He got the word in the right order there. Christian back inside.
Got
Good
him.
job, Chris.
Scrap. This is an absolute scrap as we now
Look at this back and
see
forth.
Our
I think that was a
They
round
have
1
5
question originally. It got switched around.
winners. Or
See, you're
tied
getting
up.
some peeks
Oh,
behind the scenes.
that's nuts. All right, so
Nice.
Dave Del Rio,
Fancy.
for your 5-pointer, you category number
Where's that round 1 question that's going to find itself in the 5-pointer slot?
Yeah, right?
Disney movies. Disney movies. All right. Disney movies. And here is the question. 5-pointer. Okay. Who voices Dr. Calico, who is the
Oh,
evil
no.
mastermind
I guarantee you Chance knows it.
show in 2008's
Hmm.
Bolt?
I know who does the voice of Bolt.
Yeah, it's not John Travolta. John Travolta does Bolt.
This guy is in a horror remake. I don't know if that helps you, Robert.
Who voices?
There's a lot. That's pretty much half the horror movies are all remakes. I mean,
Bolt and Penny
let's be
It's a
honest
horror
here.
remake that a lot of people hate. I actually
Um,
don't think
That's
Jackie
still
Earle
both
Haley.
all horror.
that's a good guess.
Repeat the question one more time, please.
It's the last one. Here it is. Who voices Dr.
Mark Hamill.
Calico, who's the evil mastermind on Bolt?
No, people don't hate Child's
Show
Play.
in
The Child's Play remake.
Bolt.
That one actually did decently.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tilda Swinton.
No, that one was good.
Yeah, I don't think people hated that one.
Two.
Patton Oswalt.
Sorry, looking for Malcolm McDowell.
Malcolm McDowell.
You know which
All right.
movie I'm talking about, right?
Yes, the Halloween, the Rob Zombie Halloween.
Dr. Loomis.
Yeah.
5 points.
Actually, I did not mind the Rob Zombie Halloween. The first one. The second one I didn't like, but
If he misses, then we go to sudden death. Mark Chance chose
Jeez.
for category 5. He chose number 8.
Who saw this one going to
That is
sudden
correct,
death?
Christian, and Cal Ripken's legendary number.
I told you guys this could be a close one. You never know.
I believe is in the inner geekdom. Chance, for your 5-point question in the
Oh,
win,
man.
category of musicals.
Okay.
Ooh.
And your question.
Oof.
Once again, this is for 5 points and the win. What classic 1950s musical contains the songs Some Enchanted Evening, Younger Than Springtime, and I'm Gonna Wash That Man Right Out of My Hair?
You can do it, Chance. Do you guys know any 50s musicals you can guess?
I love musicals, but I'm not certain on this one.
First one.
Do that.
Musicals I would call one of my strengths, but
In the world of musical, what classic 1950s musical contains the songs Some Enchanted Evening, Younger Than Springtime, and I'm Gonna Wash That Man Right
I
Out
believe
Oklahoma.
Looks like we're going to sudden death, Christian. We're looking for South Pacific.
Yeah. He had the right composers.
Rogers and Hammerstein.
Rogers
Yeah.
and Hammerstein, yeah.
My whole life.
All right, so we are going.
Roxy
to
actually knew that one.
sudden
That's
death.
crazy.
Sudden death.
Yeah.
Can you get half a point for knowing Rogers and Hammerstein though? I mean, come on.
Can you send her out again? She's so obnoxious. It's a headache every day.
Oh.
Yeah, she is. Christian, back to
All
you.
Hey, you guys wanted a game. This is what the people want to see. This is what we're gonna give you.
Diamond. Everybody at home, diamond. I hear you guys.
Nobody's saying that.
All right, well, let's get to the rules. Let's get to the rules here. Mark.
Sudden death works
Diamond,
a lot
diamond,
like round
what?
number
That's
one.
it. There's 3 of us plus a video on this stream. Yeah, we're not making chance here.
Depending on which kind of stakes you're talking about. We're gonna ask a question.
No, we're not. He's on screen.
With your utensil
A
and your white
chance, not chance.
Wow,
Wow, that does not sound good.
Each question's worth 1 point.
This-
There's no
that
penalty for
sounded
missing a
exactly the
question.
same to
There's
me.
no stealing in the sudden death round. Here's where it changes from round number 1. If both competitors get the question correct, we'll move on and ask
Those of
another.
y'all who want to know, wait, that still is not spelled right.
If both competitors
Weren't they
miss,
giving them one
There we
JT
go.
roll at one point, or was it always no JT roll?
There, I put it in the chat.
question correct,
Ah.
the other misses
Typically,
Really?
sudden death, there is one JTE rule.
by winning
Not
the
anymore,
match
apparently.
here today. Gentlemen,
Hmm.
I think
you
they
each
changed
have
it.
one usage of
Maybe
the
for title
JTE
matches there
rule
are.
throughout
Maybe.
all of sudden death. So use it, but use wisely.
All right, so same thing. We're gonna give Roxy. You got 60 seconds to talk to
There you go.
Dave starting now.
This is back to the boards, right?
Right now.
Yeah.
This
Yep.
is our game to win. Stay cool. Take your time. Only use your JTE when you really have to. And when
All right,
you
let's see
Yeah,
which one of you
They,
think the
they,
Adams.
they do have a JTE.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Mark said
I
it.
don't know. I don't know why it said it didn't in the
Your
rules.
brain is
That's weird.
recalling so much today. You're gonna get there, so make sure you trust yourself. This is chances.
Yeah, usually they reset and give them one.
Here we see you start to spiral. You are so calm and collected right now. I am positive this is your game to win.
All right, go ahead. Shannon, go ahead.
Chance, did you ignore everything she just said like I did?
Uh-huh.
Okay, good boy. Look, man, it's sudden death. It's round 1 all over again. You know how you do in round 1. I know you're not nervous. Nothing shakes you. We're corruption, baby. Let's bring this home. Let's end them.
All right. So
I don't think I've ever seen Chance rattled in a match.
already our managers
The coolest.
and we are about
That
to
coolest
begin.
cucumber ever.
Which Adams brother is going to win in sudden death?
Dave,
Let's
are
see.
you ready?
Looking forward to it.
Here we go. First question. Which actor stars as Balin of Ablin, the lead of Ridley Scott's Kingdom of Heaven?
That's another one where you guys have to watch the director's cut, just like the outside.
Category the question is coming from in sudden death.
That is correct. All right, and we
I got two.
5.
I got 2 actors.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Chance
Orlando Bloom.
and Dave.
Orlando Bloom.
That's both correct.
And neither one of the actors I had.
Liam Neeson.
Oh no!
Mark.
That is
And we're both out.
correct, Christian. And the query here.
No, you're playing against each other. I'm making you
Oh,
play
yeah.
against each other. So you're both still in it.
And Christopher Lloyd.
Ha!
A married couple in which 1990s Hulk Hogan film?
I try not
Come
to
on,
remember
Chance.
Hulk Hogan
Come
films.
come on!
I
Chance.
love this movie. I so love this movie.
It's a fun movie.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
before
It's so
Chance's
stupid.
time, but maybe he watched it on DVD. We'll find out.
I was frozen today.
That's
2,
fine. Be chicken scratch,
1.
but
Pens down. We
Come
start
on,
with Dave.
Chance.
Super Nanny.
And
Nope.
Suburban
Got it. And your winner, Suburban Commando.
Suburban Commando.
Oh, a Nate tie. Good job, guys.
Ellison hits Commando.
Oh, Shannon.
There goes Mike.
He was thinking of Mr. Nanny, right? That is a Hulk Hogan movie.
Even pull it out in round
You
two.
knew Mike was
Come
going to
on,
make an
you can't be
appearance.
happy about that, honey.
There he is.
It's so lame.
Well, thank you.
Man,
I don't know what I won, but I appreciate it.
It continues to be. But look, Chance, you take the big 3. Big 3 for corruption. There's no doubt. But Dave Del Rio, he made you earn it today.
He did. He played a great game. I had a few misses
Man,
on
what
my
a match.
part. Hey, in the end, I did what I said I was going to do. I got past all. I'm going to round 2, and I'm happy to be the first player to win a match in 3 divisions in the same season.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty.
Guess you can't say that, Roxy.
Shannon, look,
Ooh.
I asked you this question because you seem to have a rivalry everywhere you go here. But I mean, whether it's Kaiser or Dagnino,
Mike has no reason for walking through. He just does.
against Roxy.
Isn't he gonna like say congrats to Chance or anything?
Gotta go get some ice cream.
Of course, it's always better against Roxy because Roxy sucks. She loves to talk about talking a big game. That woman runs her mouth more than anyone I know, and it never ever amounts to anything but losses. Winston, you got any extra L's I could use to give to Miss Roxy? David Del Rio, I'm so sorry that is your manager. You are a rock star, but it has nothing to do with Roxy's management of you. The only reason you're a rock star is because you have a housekeeper running around your place. It's very impressive.
Hey, David, next season, how about you come join a real faction?
You did pretty good. I was impressed. You played a hell of a game. It was great. That was fun.
Recruiting happening right away.
I love
with,
this.
Dave Del Rio.
Yeah.
So, Chance, you go up now. It's going to be either against Liz Shannon Miller or Rachel Silvestrini. We know that you've had words with Rachel Silvestrini in the past. You've
Got it, sir.
against her in other competition shows. But Liz Shannon Miller, that's also, I mean, Dave Del Rio saw what happens with Liz Shannon Miller, and she defeated Dave. So who would you rather see? Or you just kind of wait and see what happens?
Well, let me tell you something. I know people are going to watch this match and be like, oh, Ellison, he ain't got the stuff anymore. He's all inner geekdom at this point. What I've proven throughout my entire Schmoedown career, I mean, I might stumble, but I'm always going to get better. So as much as I love giving Winston L's, I have not gotten the opportunity to shut that loudmouth Kate Mulligan. And I haven't got the opportunity since my debut to shut the even louder mouth of Rachel Silvestrini. So I prefer them, but whoever comes my way, they're going down.
Chance, I agree with some of what you said. However, I don't think a lot of people are going to be saying, oh, Chance only knows inner geekdom, because it was a tough round 2, ironically, in inner geekdom. Are you kicking yourself? Did you know it and just forget it? What was the deal with round number 2?
You know, the ironic thing is after the inner geek tournament, I focused all on like other movies. and not Inner Geekdom movies. And if I kept focusing on Inner Geekdom movies, I probably would have done better in round 2. But it doesn't matter because I'm going to plug up the holes in my gaps in my knowledge and continue on to next week.
Listen, let's be very clear about something too. Inner Geekdom is a massive mixed bag. It's not picking one particular category and Inner Geekdom to go perfect in. It is a massive mixed bag. He missed one question. So, I don't know why everyone's so excited over it.
On the mask. No, nobody likes that movie.
Oh, come on, Chance.
I love that movie. I just don't remember.
You don't like that movie.
It's just when I was watching all the times I've watched The Mask, I've never let's pay attention to what animal balloons he makes, just in case this pops up on some random movie trivia thing later.
Can I stay in the stream when Roxy comes on and disrupt and interrupt her loser speech?
If you would like to say something to Roxy after her interview, I can bring you back for another quick word. So I am going.
Don't worry about it. She doesn't deserve
Here's
it.
the real question, guys. Do you think Chandru knew that mask question?
Congratulations. That's 3 more points for corruption.
I don't know. Maybe.
Corruption.
I doubt it.
Look at those standings and look at where corruption is. That's a big 3 points. That is a big 3 points by the Cobra here. So now we're going to bring in Roxy Strider, who I'm sure is heartbroken.
No. This is the happiest I've ever been to lose. We made Chance look like a buffoon, like a Tom Finstock level buffoon. What a loser. He's horrible at this game. And now he's
missed 2 questions in the match, and he's a buffoon.
Are you kidding? I've never been a prouder manager than I am of Diamond David Del Rio. He made Chance look so bad in round 2. That was awful. Chance is not getting past round 2 in this tournament. It's really sad.
What is she talking about?
Now Chance is going to be fine. David is incredible. The people after this match, what they're going to be talking about is looking at David, not at Chance. Chance is such a loser.
That's
He's
kind of a
so
fair point.
lame.
All right, well,
Lame.
what I will say about all that
lame.
there's definitely, David, a lot of insults thrown there from the rivalry itself. I don't think Roxy.
He missed less questions than David. I don't know how he's lame.
In this match, because you did. We know that you've obviously you had a couple gigs last year. You couldn't participate.
But I wasn't thinking this match was going to go to sudden death either.
Yeah, he did incredible though. I mean, this is really great for David. I had a feeling.
Your overall performance in today's match,
which I am a big fan of, highlighting when a person loses, but they still lose and they went all the way.
Absolutely,
but they lost. That's phenomenal.
Listen,
and that was Chance last year, and now it's David.
I am playing one of the heavy hitters, and
she's got the Windex now.
That's it. We were just listen. I was like, listen, the guy's awesome. And I don't know if playing this match was a punishment for my absence or an opportunity, but I take it as an opportunity because, I can guarantee that I'm going to give anybody watching a show. It doesn't matter which competitor. However, playing Chance was not only a challenge, but an absolute honor. And I hope I get to play him again.
Yeah,
honor my butt. He's lame. He's so lame.
What are you on about, Roxy?
And also, what the first thing Shannon ever said that I agree with, the only thing she's ever said,
she's
you are a rock star.
She's countering Shannon's shots back at her.
You should plug your hole, honey. Go ahead, Chance. Plug your hole. David, you have a
just not on.
Just don't want that.
Chance did say that.
After the camera's off, plug all the holes you want to. Just
wow.
We'll get you some appropriate competition.
Listen, if I'm going to play and I'm going to lose,
Walmart parking lot again. Just
that So I think that these were really great questions, and again, got to brush up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you?
Hey, Roxy's doing her job and pumping you up and belittling your opponent. But look, you can walk into any Schmoedown affiliated bar in the world and tell any patron in there that you stood toe.
It'll probably only have one bartender.
And that's a lot of fun. But I have that is not
that's a shot at Houston.
That's not what you're going to be hanging your hat on. How much did this match and this tough loss stoke your competitive fire for future Schmoedown matches, for future Schmoedown seasons?
I'm fueled. So I'm just ready to continue playing, and so glad Movie Trivia Schmoedown invited me back, and I'm ready to play to win.
All right. Well, look, Roxy, this is you. Even though it didn't go your way here, this is an absolute performance here by Dave Del Rio. So I'm sure you're still pretty excited about the way it all went down today.
So excited for him. Honestly, I cannot wait to see the comments about what a stud he truly is and what a loser Chance is. Sorry, he just is. He pulled out the win today. Good for you, Chance. Go on to round 2 and lose there. But come on, this match was about David today and watching him be the guy.
I put a comment in our chat.
Well, I did promise Shannon that Dave first of all
said Del Rio was a stud.
See you soon. All right, so last round here. So.
There is a loser in this room, Roxy, and if you just lost this match, so you're down a player this entire tournament. So you say whatever you want about it. It doesn't matter because you lost. You're done. Shut up.
You down a player also? Didn't the love of your life also lose?
Oh, jeez.
Like when he's with ranked players
and this is why you're never going to win in life, because you get stuck on the dumbest crap and you don't learn how to move past anything. You're still stuck on Mike, per usual.
I think you're stuck on Mike. I've moved way past Mike. Please.
Where's Mike at? Mike, pop in.
You just said I'm down a player.
Mike, pop in.
Get over it.
I love Christian's face.
Christian loves this.
He just took him out. He's just like, goodbye.
Thank you, guys.
We're done here. Who got it?
That was insane.
How did I know they were going to be fiery against each other? It was going to be the best
show every single time.
Their personalities.
Match.
Yeah.
One of the best matches we've seen in a long time, and you look at Dave Del Rio at 1-3. That's not indicative of what he can do as a player. You look at what he has done, and the matches, every match that dude plays, it's very similar to what happened with Chance. When Chance started playing like
that's what I was saying. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the match between Del Rio and Paul last year was pretty close too.
And now it seems like Dave's but because of that love he's got for the game, and I actually think that it would be beneficial. We'll see what happens next season. I think that Roxy and Dave work very well together. So to see whether or not she signs him or whether or not she drafts him again, or maybe someone else signs him, I don't know. But they work very well together, and I saw that here today.
Oh, well, we know how much Roxy Stryer cares about having David in this league, hanging around, competing in matches. I would not put it past the Rockstars to be calling David's team of agents and saying, hey, don't try to book this kid for the next couple of years. We got him. We're going to work with him because we're going to make him a champion. But if we're talking about champions, one of the big stories today is Chance Ellison barely squeaking.
Well, Roxy will turn around next year and sign everybody who's a actor or a celebrity.
Is that if you get pushed to your very limits and you still come out
She's
with
got
a victory,
both Jericho and Smith next year. She's got
whoever's playing.
Get Brendan Meyer.
Get Brendan Meyer.
Did you
try to recruit
Brendan
Sam
Meyer?
Levine?
What Roxy might not have realized, I just
she
don't
tried.
know the chances.
Exactly.
Those words. What
Hey
she
Sam,
said,
come back and play.
Stung. He does not.
He goes,
people to
okay.
Think that he's either overrated or this too, and nobody, I don't believe, will. But it doesn't matter. She said it, and that means he's going to come back with a vengeance in round number 2. At least that's what he has shown in the past. Either way, we had one hell of a matchup here today. Corruption versus the Rockstars. Corruption gets the big win, and Chance Ellison picks up 3 points over Diamond David Del Rio, but it did not come easy. So much happening in the world of the Schmoedown. The tournament has really kicked off, Mark, and I'm so excited for what all went down here today.
Hey, in the words of another famous Diamond Dave, this tournament has hit the ground running, and there's no looking back now, Christian. As far as the movie Trivia Schmoedown, where you can digest it, well, if you're not familiar with the show, check out the Facebook fan group. We're over 20K strong, and there's great conversations in there. And check out the movie Trivia Schmoedown in podcast format, Apple Podcasts, rate, review, all that good stuff. This is how it works around here. It's a competitive match. There's a lot of fire. There's a lot of talk. And in the end, Christian, it all comes down to questions about balloon animals and Suburban Commando. I was frozen today.
Once again,
all right, ladies and gentlemen.
We make a quote or a joke, and Ellis ends up saying it later.
Of course.
Seems to happen a lot.
See you next time.
There we go.
Oh, we're going to lose. Seriously, we're going to lose the illusion that we have not watched this match, even though we keep saying we haven't. But Ellis keeps making the same joke or quote that we do.
No, we do. I just intentionally get a bunch of answers wrong sometimes.
Yeah.
Matches. I got to keep the image alive that we just haven't seen it before. That's it.
I mean, I do that too. So I mean,
you're
anyway.
just the suburban commandos. That's all.
You got it. Nailed it. That was a good match, though. I mean, we saw that one coming down to sudden death. I mean,
I said it was going to be a good one, but man, sudden death, that's incredible. But yeah,
it's one of those where you think Chance is going to run away, but then no, he doesn't. David Del Rio's running right there with him.
Yeah, it's not how this tournament's been, and I think it's going to keep going that way. We're going to see real close ones and probably more upsets, but just
I'm hoping for some more upsets.
I know that Roxy's doing her character and having fun, but man, to say how much a player is bad when they only miss 2 questions in a match, that hurt. As a former fan league player, that hurts me, because if you can miss less than like 3 questions in a match, that's like a heck of a thing for a player. So it's all right, Roxy.
She was doing what a manager does.
She's doing what
exactly as Christian said. She's talking up her player and trying to take out the other player just to keep it going. But hey, it fell in the.
I feel like Shannon and some of the other managers actually use logic, though. Like they can use logic and still take the shots.
Well, I don't know.
Ooh. Anyway, so Chance is moving on. David Del Rio, unfortunately, is out. But, I mean, again, nice way to go out there.
Sudden death.
Sudden death on a suburban commando question. I mean, come on.
Doesn't get any better.
No. In fact, I haven't seen that movie in a while. I want to watch it again, come to think of it.
Right.
So,
I know Mr. Nanny double feature.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though, is we saw great gameplay out of both of them. I mean, you continue to see why Chance is the big dominating player that he is in this league. He's got something to prove in the singles tournament, and he's proved it by beating those first round blues that he's had in years past, and now he gets to actually move on to a second round in the singles tournament and see. At this point, I have a hard time betting against him at all in this entire tournament. So we'll see how far he actually makes it, but.
One step closer to Chance 3 belts.
Chance 3 belts. I mean,
absolutely.
Is it too early to call it? We'll see. David Del Rio, though, he is somebody that he's one of those players that's very knowledgeable and has a real shot at going very far in this league. It's just he's now having to battle up against just some heavyweights every single match. He's now in the position that I think Chance has been in, where Chance has only lost up against like the big heavyweights. Now I think that's David Del Rio's position too. He knows his stuff. He's just got to fight against some pretty big titans who know their stuff also.
There really wasn't much like ring rust on his part, but I'm wondering if maybe he could have had a better shot had the season went on like normal and he was able to get in and play like some just regular season games in preparation for this. If maybe that would have helped him out a bit.
It's possible. A couple matches before this one.
It's tough to go right into a tournament, and not have that regular season. That's definitely, but it's working out. I mean, we saw what Perry did. So, I mean, it works in their favor sometimes. I mean, she did have a couple exhibition matches, though, so that might have helped, where some of these other people are just coming straight from 2019 and right into the tournament.
Yeah. Yep. So, were you able to keep track at all how many of these questions were the ones that you wrote? I know you got killed a couple.
Yeah, there were a few, and like I said, sometimes it's hard to remember because the questions will be in the file for months. Mm-hmm. I remember like recently there was the Anchorman Pleasure Town question.
The animated,
literally wrote that probably in 2019, and it got rewritten a little bit, and then it finally got pulled, and it's just like, but I didn't have as many as I have in like some of the recent matches. Like I think the one yesterday there were a lot. So it depends. They're all in different files, and it just depends what gets pulled out and put over. It's kind of random, and it's interesting to see. And sometimes like there'll be ones where I write ones that are maybe a little easier for round one, and then maybe I try to mix up and put a slightly harder one in round one, and then they'll get 3 of the slightly harder ones in one round, and then all the easy ones in another round, and it's just funny to see how they fall sometimes.
That's great because that goes into like what a lot of people say is you never know what happens in the Schmoedown. Questions you get, the wheel slice you spin, like anything can determine a match at any given day, and that goes to show like you guys are preparing in the writer squad and the writer team for that kind of scenario. Like, hey,
I mean, you have kind of fixed levels. Like you try to write round one at a certain level. I mean, we kind of have our marching orders on that, and then in round two, you try to do different varying difficulties and things like that. So we try to, and obviously the difficulty levels are kind of set in round 3. And you try to do things that have fixed, but there's always going to be a little variance, and things can, even for me to see how things land and, what certain players know and what they don't, it can be really surprising. For me, I just remember, when I first was asked, it was actually Mr. Chris Skaliski that asked me to join the team after I'd been running a fan league and writing questions. He kind of pulled me out from that. And I just remember just seeing my questions, go into actual Schmoedown matches was like, you can't even imagine what that feels like. And it's like, oh, there it is. And it's like crazy. I've actually been there now a lot longer than PJ has. He may be running stuff, but I still have that over him. It's actually was April last year. So it's, going like to a year and a half now. And I'm at the point now where, like I said, I can't even remember, like, did I write that one? Did I write it and it got rewritten? Like, it's been a long time now, but it's still just as exciting to see them. Like I still have that same every time, especially if it's one I really remember distinctly. Oh, I like this question. I'll put that in, and then see a player that I love, a Roca or a Merle or somebody pull that question. It still has that joy that it always had, even though it's it's been hundreds at this point.
I love this. So here's the thing. Like I want people to take away from this, having you here, having had PJ and Abby here also, is that right now, like, I mentioned it with PJ. We talk about the writers aren't just computers; they are real people. But even more so than that, you see with Jeremy, guys, you see a writer who loves what he's doing with the Schmoedown. Who's got such passion for writing questions and everything. And I just love that. I love seeing when competitors are passionate in front of the camera, but I love hearing passion coming from the people who are behind the scenes making this thing run too, because that tells me that not only are you guys the right ones to be doing this job because you just love it, but also that the Schmoedown's got such a huge and bright future when it's got so many people running behind the scenes that are so passionate about the product as a whole too.
Yeah, and I do love it. And, if I didn't, I'd probably be pushing to be a player because, I think I could probably give some of these players a run for their money. But writing the questions is really where my passion is. And, we've got a great team. You've had Abby and of course PJ, and then I just want to give it a shout out. We've got Jose on our team, and we've had some guest people pop in, put some questions in there, some players in certain matches and exhibitions and stuff. And it's a team that really loves this. But I have to say, like, I've been on those Facebook groups and I've been in the comments on YouTube, and I see some of the comments that get made. And like you said, we are people, and it does hurt sometimes when, I particular questions I've written, I put a lot of thought into them. I try to write them in a way that they're going to read them and they're going to, sound good coming out of the guy's mouths and stuff. And sometimes certain, fans don't think that it shouldn't have been written that way. And sometimes they're not so kind about how they phrase that. And it can get to us sometimes, but then you're smart a little bit, and then another match goes up, and you see Dan Merle or whoever it is, Corruption, these amazing players reading your questions again, and then having these great matches that go into sudden death, and there's like these legendary matches, and you did something to contribute to that in some way, and it gives me that joy all over again. But yeah, we are human, just like the players are, and we're certainly should be able to take the shots. I mean, we're there, writing the questions, and we have to be as good as we can at doing it. So I get that we definitely should get the constructive criticism, and that is part of what we sign up for. But again, like you said, we're people, and it's really great sometimes, and occasionally you have those kind of low days too.
It's not like, say, in comparison, say if Roca, for example, he has a bad game or he was just off on a question or whatever, the fans are going to go after him like, dude, how could you mess that up? How could you not know? And Roca could turn around, pop on to another Schmoedown or SDN or backstage. You're like, hey, guys, get off my back. Like, I knew that. I blew this for this reason. His one that he lost to Ethan. He was saying that he didn't lose it because he didn't know the answer. He just couldn't write out Sidney Pollack. I mean, completely. It's just that happens. But he's able to come back on camera and defend that. The writers, unfortunately, you don't have that ability. I mean, y'all, the only way for y'all to be able to do it is for like the next match. You got Christian like. In Mean Girls, Katie is saying, hey, by the way, y'all need to back the heck off the writers and give us a freaking break. What continent is Katie moving from? Like, y'all gotta, you would have to sneak it into a question.
Let's be honest. They're gonna have Roca or whoever on Sen, to go on there and defend whatever the controversies. They're gonna have me on there, because I'm mad about one. I've heard about a question. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I remember like there was one instance in particular. It was like I wrote the question and I was like, it's a 2-pointer. I want to add a little more information just to try to add those context clues a little bit. So I added a little bit of information, and then it was like, oh, that made the question murky. They didn't understand what the question was. I'm like, I was trying to make it easier, not harder. Now everyone's like, oh, it ruined. Like it didn't make sense now. And I'm like, I think it does make sense. I mean, I can get why people were thrown off by the wording, but it's like, but I'm just screaming into the void. I don't have that.
Good job, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
But I don't have that. It's not. I'm not going to get on Sen and be like, well, the phrasing was fair. They're taking it the wrong way. Is trying to make it better for the players.
I think that's the thing I just want to kind of leave everybody with as far as that goes is like, look, there's a ton of work that goes into writing these questions. That's why you have a multi-person team and all of them are putting in hours upon hours upon hours of work, making sure these questions are written well. I like what you said earlier where you're talking about making sure it sounds good when they read it and everything. And those are things you don't think about. This isn't just a situation where it's like, okay, well, there's a question. Okay, there's a question. There's a question. It's you're thinking about all the different aspects. How's it sound when they read it? How is it going to read to people when they see it on the screen? How are the competitors going to take it in and hear it? All sorts of stuff. I mean, I love hearing like all the little details and everything.
And I actually have like a little rule where like when I write it in my little phone screen, there'll be like the question will be on 3 lines, and I try to keep it to 3 lines on my phone and not go to 4 or 5. But it's like if I go to 4, if it gets longer, it goes to 4 or 5. Like I have to make sure it's really earned that. Like it's a really good quote or it's a plot question that really needs all those details. And when you read all those details out loud, they make sense. They don't get confusing. Like I have a lot of little rules that I place on myself to try to keep them as good and as tight as they can be. The one thing you're talking about, all the work that goes into this, like I just urge the fans just to take a second and think about what amount of work is going into just the singles tournament right now. Think about all of those matches and how many questions. Like we got to have 9 round 1 questions ready for each one of those. That's just round 1, and you add it all up, and then you've got all of the new categories. We added over 30 new round 2 categories. So we've had all those ready before the season, and we've got to keep adding in new ones and, trying not to have like bleed over. Like I don't want to have the same questions in certain categories that might share a lot of movies. Like, some of them really share movies, but you want to look at each category and be like, we want to really mix it up and have each category, you know, have unique movies in them, but not, you know, too deep cut. I mean, there's just so much thought that goes into it, and the more categories and you know, matches that you're adding with these tournaments, just think about the amount of work that is. And yes,
you're not
yeah,
you're not even
like,
accounting for the questions that like they get thrown out, the ones that go to sudden death, there's all the questions that have to be prepared, the just in case questions.
Absolutely. They got to have, you know, in the documents a whole other roster of questions that they can pull from if something does get thrown out. And, you know, it's just like there is a team, but it is finite. It is just a group of people, and we have help with Skybound. They've been collaborating, you know, giving us a little extra help and stuff like that. But it's always going to be fine. There's always going to be, you know, the crunch time where, you know, oh, we need more questions this week. There, you know, certain ones got used. We got to fill up the files, and you know, we're not going to bat 1,000 on every question, but I think, you know, we've really upped our game, and I think Christian and some of the other people have noted, you know, how good the questions have been this season. And, you know, one thing for me was, you know, it was wonderful when they changed the rule where you could reuse questions, but you don't want to get lazy and fall back on that too much. Like, I don't want to have, you know, a question that just got used right away or just use the same movie over and over. You want to keep, you know, making it novel, and we always are working on that, trying to do everything we can to make, you know, to make each match unique and not just feel like the last match.
Right. Oh man, that's awesome. I enjoy hearing everything about what you guys do, what y'all are doing.
And I just want to say last thing that, you know, I think one of the best things that ever could have happened was having PJ Campbell come on board, somebody who's, you know, been at the tapings when they were doing them in studio, and just been a part of this community, and just been so passionate, and to have him step in and have a new kind of life that he brought into the team has been great for, you know, somebody like me who's been here a little while. It's been awesome. And I think that, you know, the fans really need to appreciate what PJ is doing, because he really cares about this game in a real way, and he's there responding to every comment that he sees, and really, you know, taking it in. Like he really, and I think we all do read the stuff, and, you know, I think sometimes things can be maybe a little mean or a little unfair, but it doesn't mean we're not listening and trying to always improve. And you know, I know that's Christian's philosophy, I know that's PJ's, and that's what we want to do, and it's such a pleasure to get to.
Absolutely.
So not to take away from the writers, but I know, like, at some point it'd be kind of cool if there was like some episode, like a behind the scenes. Here's the people that work. Here's the actual faces of people that work behind the scenes that you don't see. You see the commentators, you see the participants, the contestants, but you don't actually see who works behind the scenes. So bring out the writers, bring out Eric, even though Eric he's pretty much in a lot of people's faces with everything he does as well. He's very well known. Bring out someone like Megan Sanborn, who's easily one of the backbone.
Heroes. Absolutely.
Yeah, probably the backbone of the entire Schmoedown. Bring out people like that to essentially show off and, like, hey, these people deserve their due too. I mean, on board, especially the writers. Yeah,
I'm all for that.
I don't know if anyone would want to see that, but I think it's definitely something that could be done, maybe like once a year or so, like at the draft or whatever. Let's just bring all the behind the scenes people out on stage and clap for them, or
they should have some sort of exhibition match between all the behind the scenes people.
All the behind the scenes people.
I would win.
Until like until the YA questions come out, and then Megan just runs the table.
There you go.
And what's bad is she's going to run the table against you, and you probably wrote the questions for that category.
It is a wonderful thought, because I mean, Schmoedown is one of the few communities that I've seen where you get a lot of highlight to people who are working behind the scenes too. Like, let's be known that there's a lot of people who go into making this product work. I got Ryan over here is asking a question. He said, do any of your questions appear in multiple categories until they get used and they have to be removed from all categories? For instance, Minority Report could be in Tom Cruise, Spielberg, sci-fi, etc.
Well, I like there are times that we actually do have the same question in a couple different categories in the doc that they're going off of, and it will actually note, okay, this question is also in round 2, or this question is also in round 3. So they'll know, okay, well, we're just aware of that, so that if it gets used, then we can either take it out, or they just want to be sure that the hosts don't accidentally ask that question twice, so that can happen. But yeah, I mean, the same movie can get asked in different categories, but we do, like, I know I personally do look, all right, if we've used I see minority reports in fantasy sci-fi, I don't want to ask that same question or something similar in Tom Cruise. Like we are as aware of that as we can be, but certainly certain movies are going to bleed over. But we're always, like I said, we're always trying to mix it up as best we can. And it's I mean, with some of these categories like Julia Roberts and, before a long time we had Cameron Diaz, like I found myself like having to write like kind of base level Cameron Diaz questions, and I'm like, what can I ask that hasn't been asked? That she's got like 12 movies. And it's like, it's easy to ask the deep cut ones. Like I can do a nice feeling Minnesota question that is going to be a 5-pointer or something, but having to ask the easy ones, it's like we've asked them all. So yeah, it can be more challenging with some of those categories that have fewer movies to pull from and stuff.
For sure. Yeah. Well,
Somebody says, Ryan in the chat was also saying Jeopardy has some questions on video from the writers of the show, whom they refer to as Clue Crew. So, like, what do we call y'all? Like the Schmo Scribes or the Flick Click?
I don't know
what about that last one?
The Flick Click.
The comment section victims.
The comment section. They're perfect. Wonderful. Well, on that note, guys, we are running out of time here, so we want to go ahead and start doing any plugs. I know, Jeremy, you had something you wanted to plug in there, and we'll pop it up for you too.
Well, yeah, I just have a YouTube channel. It's just Jeremy Adams.
There it is.
Yeah, one cool thing I have on there is I've done some videos. If you're a fan of Calvin and Hobbes, I've done some like fan videos where I actually do voices and stuff for the characters and stuff like that. So if that sounds like something kind of fun, you can check that out. And it's just a cool way of supporting me. And you can find me on Facebook, and I'm always there in the Schmoedown community.
There you go. All right. And then this one usually handles our stuff.
Yes, so for the Cinefanatics, for the Schmoedown replay, make sure you follow us at Cinefanatics MLP, Robert Adams MLP, Chris Adams MLP. We are on Twitter and Instagram at those handles. We are still doing the Schmoedown replay. This will be every night, continuing into next week. This weekend, something's happening this weekend, and I can't remember what it is.
There's something minor coming up.
Is it? Someone remind me of something. Yeah, there's that happening this weekend.
Hey. Yeah, a guy in Vader racing. That's kind of cool.
So we will be doing our replay episode to this. We are probably, the way it looks right now is we're going to be recording it live tomorrow night, and we will have it up to premiere Saturday night.
Oh, wait. Kevin Smith and Jericho are facing off too.
Yes. There's that little match also happening. We are looking at...
I know Chris Jericho was on SEN Live today. He was talking about a lot of stuff with that match too. So go back and watch that too, guys. Yeah. Get hyped for that match. It's going to be crazy.
So we will be reacting to the entire event, including Bateman and Guy too, because, well, we saw Bateman and Guy 1 live, so we feel like a personal connection to that. Plus, we need to watch that just so we know what C2A is going to be arguing about later on in the weekend.
How are you going to be feeling later on that evening?
Yeah, so make sure y'all come back Saturday night as we do the premiere of that. Yeah. So that'll be up Saturday. As for Tuesday night is our night to talk about movies. That is the tagline show, where the tagline is the title. It's about an hour-long show right now because of the tournament going on. So Tuesday at 9 p.m. Central Time, that is 7 p.m. Pacific and 10 p.m. Eastern. I've got my time zones down now because of this tournament. Thanks to them, I'm eagerly able to spout off time zones. Make sure y'all come back on Tuesday for that show. Do what now?
Wait till the daylight savings time ends.
Oh yeah, no, never mind. There's a reason I'm skipping over Mountain. Make Make sure y'all come back for that. As for this channel specifically tonight, make sure you are following and you watch. Sometime later tonight, I am hoping to get our review for New Mutants up. We just got back from seeing New Mutants right before we filmed this episode of the replay. So we still have to film and quickly throw that together and get it up on the YouTube. So make sure you hang on to this channel. Tonight, you will hear our non-spoiler. Please don't worry, we're not spoiling nothing with it, but it's a non-spoiler review for New Mutants. And we got a lot to say about that movie, I guarantee it.
Featuring Demon Bear, yeah. Hey.
Demon Bear. Yeah. If y'all are used to him doing that voice during tagline and then you go in to watch this movie, you can't get that voice out of your head. I'll just say that. It was hilarious.
That's my voice that I've for some reason given to Demon Bear. He sounds like Casey Kasem doing America's Top 40, but hey, you know what?
Yeah, almost. Anyways, so I believe that's it. Is there anything else I feel like anything else we must? Oh yeah, Patreon. Join the patreon.com/SonOfFanatics. Hop on there. We got movie watch-alongs coming next month. I believe we're going to be doing Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Inception. Those are both at the $10 tier. So please help us out. Hop on those. We're going to have a lot of fun with those movie watch-alongs. So yeah, now I feel like I've hit everything. So once again, this is the Schmoedown replay. Those of y'all, we poor mountain folks, sorry.
You offended Rachel.
I'm not trying to offend her. I'm trying to offend the time zone. She's not the one who came up with the time zone. Thank y'all for watching. Those of y'all in the chat who've been paying attention and watching and participating, thank y'all for being there. We very much appreciate it. Hope to see y'all in here again next week. I believe we could go ahead. I will go ahead at least say for Monday. Monday, as of right now, we've got what's the match that on Monday? Who's she playing?
Liz.
Okay, that's right. So we got Rachel Silverstream is going up against Liz Shannon Miller. We will have joining us on Monday night will be Rachel Silverstream, the Switchblade herself. I can't wait. We are big fans of Rachel on this channel, so I cannot wait to have her in because we can sit here talking about Disney and Kevin Smith all night. And after Kevin Smith participates in the Schmoedown this weekend, we probably will talk about Kevin Smith all night. Because she could do that too. So Monday night, I believe that's going to be a little bit later because I believe we're seeing Tenet earlier that night as well. So that might be a little bit later. Just follow on Twitter and you'll see when that comes up. Anyways, that's going to do it. And also big shout out, big thanks to Jeremy for joining us on this episode. It's been great having all the writers, or at least the three writers. I know there's some of them we don't know about, but at least the three writers on here this week. It's been great having you, PJ, and Abby. So thank you for being on our show. Thank you for your insight. Thank you for your fantastic question writing. Please continue doing such a great job for the Schmoedown because we watch it because of the questions and the great story. So if you don't write the questions, that's a lot of work on the storytelling there. So please continue doing a great job with the questions. Anyways, that's going to do it for tonight. As for me, as for my brother, and as for Jeremy, we are the Adams Trifecta. Thank you for watching. The superpower of Adams has come together.
This?
It was some kind of obscene hand gesture that we probably can't do on a family-friendly channel. So, anyways, we will see y'all next week. Thank y'all for watching. Have a great evening and good night.
See ya.